If your belly is sticking out of your shirt, but your sleeves are too loose, you're probably dealing with what we call skinny fat. And to fix this, you want to build muscle and lose fat at the same time, which is what we call a body recomposition. So let me explain how to actually do a body recomposition, because there's a lot of misinformation on this online. Most people think that a body recomposition is separate to a cut or a bulk, that it's a third category on its own, but that's not true. A body recomposition is just a combination of these three phases: the cut, the bulk, and the maintenance phase. Now in this video, I'm going to go through these phases in detail, but if you're wondering where you should start, that depends on how much your current body fat percentage is. Here's a graph of different body fat percentages and what they look like, and so you can kind of guess and see by the looks of it which one you fit in, or if you have some other machine to measure your body fat accurately, you can use that one. If you are above 20% body fat, you need to start with a cutting phase, not bulking, not maintenance, cutting. You need to lose the excess fat first. You can still build some muscle during that cut, but if you try and bulk and gain more mass, more muscle, you're just gonna end up building a lot of fat. And that's not what we want. Now, if you're under 20% body fat, but you're more like 17, 18, I would still start with a slight caloric deficit to get down to 15%. The goal is to get to at least 15% body fat. If you are around 15%, give or take one, let's say 16 or 14, then you can start with a maintenance phase. Now let's start with the cut and how to do it properly. First off, when it comes to diet, we want to aim for 2 grams per kilogram of body weight in protein. That is 1 gram per pound if you're in the States. And the reason for this is, one, it's going to help you still build muscle, or at least retain your muscle even though you're in a calorie deficit, and it's going to help your muscles recover quicker to help you get stronger, and it's also going to help you stay more full and actually stick to your calorie deficit, because if you're not eating enough protein, you're going to be hungry and it's not going to work. Now, if you're wondering how many calories you should eat to help you reach a deficit, I made an AI fitness coach that I left in the description. If you press the link, he's going to help you calculate the exact macros you need to eat, so you can use that one. Now, for the rest of the macros, it's also important to eat 1 gram per kilogram of body weight in fats. That is half a gram per pound. The reason for this is your energy levels and your hormonal health. Your hormones need these healthy fats in order to be actually produced in your body and created. And if you're under that sort of fat intake, you're just not gonna feel great. So once you have the 2 grams protein sorted, the at least 1 gram per kilogram body weight of fats, or half a gram per pound, the rest you can just fill up with carbs. Now, when it comes to training, 3 times a week, full body is a great split, especially if you're busy, you're short on time. You can get a really good full body workout in that's gonna also increase the amount of energy you burn during your workout. And no, it's not for beginners, but it's for people who actually wanna see results in a time-efficient way. The intensity of the workout is gonna be a lot higher, your heart rate will also be higher, and it's gonna help you lose fat and build muscle at the same time. Now, if you're on the lower end of the body fat percentage, like 15 or less, you can also start with 4 times a week, doing an upper-lower split. That's gonna help you focus a bit more on muscle growth. But the thing is that if you're not doing cardio, you would need to go 5 times a week. So if you are able to go 5 times, then yes, you can do upper, lower, and do 1 cardio session. If not, I would recommend you do 3 times a week strength, and that 1 extra time you go, just do a cardio session instead. No matter what anyone says online, cardio is gonna burn a lot more calories within the hour than strength training, so it can help you reach a deficit easier, help you lose fat faster, and it's also gonna give you cardiovascular benefits that strength training just cannot give you. Do not do a push-pull leg split. That is only for bodybuilders, and you really don't need to be spending 6 days in the gym just pushing weight up and down. That's just a lazy way of working out. So unless you're a bodybuilder, stick to 3 times or 4 times. You could even get away with 2 full body and 1 or 2 cardio sessions. But please, no push-pull legs or bro splits. Next, when it comes to your lifestyle, we wanna aim for at least 7K steps per day. If you wanna take that up slowly, you can progress it to 10K, but that's more than enough. That's gonna help you burn a bit more energy during the day, help you reach a deficit easier. You don't need to eat too little calories, and it's gonna be a lot more enjoyable. By the way, in case I didn't mention, the deficit should be around 200, 250 calories under your maintenance. But again, the AI fitness coach can help you calculate that. And when it comes to sleep, this is really, really important, at least 7 to 8 hours per day, because you could be sleeping 4, 5 hours and have a person who sleeps 7 to 8 hours, they do the same routine, follow the same diet. The person who sleeps more is gonna gain more muscle and he's gonna lose more fat. Also, if you don't sleep enough, you have more cravings, so fat loss is more difficult, you have less energy, so working out is less difficult, and you're just in a bad mood. which is not good. Now, the first 1 or 2 weeks that you start this, you're gonna lose some weight fast and you might think you're looking skinny, but that is just water weight leaving your body. Do not worry about that. That is completely normal, especially if you're eating a bit less carbs as well. As soon as you introduce a little bit more calories during your maintenance, that weight is gonna come right back. And suddenly your muscles will fill up instantly a little bit more. So do not that discourage you from getting rid of the fat first. Once all the fat is gone, you'll have a nice, lean, muscular physique that you can build from and slowly start adding muscle. If you go for the bulk, then yes, you gain a lot of weight quickly, but you end up having to lose all of it at the end anyway. And not to mention, you're gonna feel like shit. Now, once you get to about 15% body fat, you have two choices. If you're almost satisfied with how you look muscle-wise, you can still continue cutting till about 13, even 12% just to see your abs a little more. But if your goal is to gain a little bit more muscle, then you can stop the cut at 15% and then start the maintenance. So for the maintenance phase, you can use the AI fitness coach I left in the description. He's gonna help you figure out how many calories you need to eat. And when it comes to protein, now it's not as imperative to eat 2 grams per kilogram because you have more calories to work with, you're not gonna be as hungry, and the risk of losing muscle is also smaller. So you can go actually between 1.5 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. So that's 1 gram or even a little bit less per pound. When it comes to fats, same, 1 gram per kilogram, 0.5 gram per pound, and the rest you can fill up with carbs. Now you'll probably notice instantly, because you're eating a little bit more calories, a little bit more carbs, you will gain a little bit more weight quicker. And that is that water weight that was gone before and now is coming back. So you're gonna look a little bit fuller instantly. Don't worry, it's not fat. When it comes to training, it's pretty similar. 3 times full body, 4 times upper lower, still doing your 1 cardio day. Or if you were doing 2 or even 3 cardio days before, which you can also do during the cut to help you speed up the fat loss process a little more, you can now switch to 1 to 2 cardio sessions per week max. One can be long and slow, like a zone 2 cardio, and one can be short but more intense, like sprints, for example. Sprints are also a really good way to build your legs, especially the hamstrings. And what's the point of being muscular if you're not able to run and catch the bus without being left out of breath and sounding like Darth Vader, or without being able to walk up some stairs and not get winded? It looks ridiculous. Yes, the aesthetics are important. It's important to like how we look and to feel confident, but don't forget about your health. In the maintenance phase, sleep, 7 to 8 hours still stays the same. Steps, also 7K at least per day, just for general and overall health, and burning a little bit more calories. That's gonna help you to prevent putting on fat, so that stays the same. Now, every week with my clients, I do this on a Saturday, for example, you need to be weighing yourself, taking pictures, or at least pictures every 2 weeks, and also taking a waist measurement. And by taking the waist measurement every week, during the cut, you'll know that you're actually losing fat and your belly is getting smaller. During the maintenance phase, it's gonna be important to measure how your waist is changing, because you want the waist to be going down, and you can also measure the arms, for example, biceps here in a flex position, and measure that the biceps are going up, or for example, the chest or the legs. And the measurements in combination with the pictures is gonna help you understand how your body is changing, and depending on the measurements that are going up and down, you'll know whether you're losing fat and building muscle at the same time, because the waist should be going down, or at least staying the same, and the arms, chest, legs should be going up. And if 2 weeks go by and you don't see a change in measurements, that's when you know that you might need to change something up in your routine. If you need some help with that, you can book in a call below and we'll have a look. Now, you might be wondering, how is your body going to change if you are eating calories to maintain your weight? Great question. That's because even though you're eating the same calories, you're gonna be eating high protein, so you're gonna give your muscles the building blocks to help them rebuild and recover. You're gonna be sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours with quality sleep, helping your muscles rebuild. But what is important for the muscles to rebuild is that you actually break them down. So in the gym, we need to be applying the principle of progressive overload. Now, don't worry, just because I said progressive, there's not gonna be any blue-haired bandits chasing after you with signs screaming. It just means that every week in the gym, you try to do a little bit more, whether that's performing the exercises with more control and better form, doing more weight, more reps, more sets, slowly increasing your volume in a progressive way so that you're forcing your muscles to adapt and you're giving them a reason to grow. If you eat maintenance calories and you do the same training always, yeah, you're gonna stay the same. But if you eat maintenance calories and you keep progressing your weights, you keep getting stronger, you keep getting faster or running the same 5K you're running, but you're getting faster at that pace, then your body will adapt. One day you're gonna be in a little bit of a surplus, one day you're gonna be in a little bit of a calorie deficit, and little by little things will even out and you will be building muscle and losing fat at the same time. Now, I would stick to this phase for 3 to 6 months at most. After that, it should be pretty clear what your goal would be. You will either just be lean and you just wanna gain mass, or you will have reached a state where you're happy. The good thing is, you don't need to cut again. And all those other guys are gonna be having to put themselves on a diet and lose all the fat they're gaining. But we're smarter than that. So in the case that you still want to build a little bit more muscle and you feel that you're lean enough, it's time for the lean bulk. Now this one is quite personal because I've done the opposite of a lean bulk, which would be a dirty bulk, a lot of times in the past, and I was trying to gain weight for years and I did put on weight, but because I was eating so many extra calories and using it as an excuse to eat fast food as well, like, oh, whatever, I'm bulking, I can have a burger, I can have a pizza, I'm bulking, bro, whatever. But then what ended up happening is, yes, I put on size and muscle and my shirts were feeling tighter, but my belly also grew. And then you get to a point where your belly is bulging out, you're eating so much food that you're constantly bloated and you just feel fat. Also, energy levels weren't that great. It was only years later when I became a trainer that I started doing the principle of a lean bulk and being a bit more patient with it, because you see less weight gain per week because you're not getting fat, but you stick to it for a longer period of time, you feel great, and you are only building muscle without getting fat. The truth is you can only gain 1 kilo, so about 2 points of lean muscle tissue per month. Anything more than that is going to be fat unless you're a beginner in the gym and you've never picked up a weight before. Half a pound of weight gain per week. That's the sweet spot. Anything more than that and you probably might be gaining fat. If it's the first few weeks, it's gonna be some water weight like we covered, that's fine. But if it keeps on going like that, you'll notice. And now with the measurements, you make sure that your waist is staying the same and the other measurements are growing. Or at least you get very minimal increase in the waist. When it comes to calories, you only wanna eat about 200 to max 250 above your maintenance. You don't need more calories than that. Anything more, again, you're just gonna put on fat. But this is where the measurements come in handy, so you can keep monitoring that. If you see increase too quick in the waist, you know to scale down your calories. You're eating way too damn much. That's the biggest bulking mistake people make, too many calories. Now when it comes to training, same thing, still do cardio. Just because you're trying to gain muscle doesn't mean you should stop doing cardio. Now you can limit it to once a week, maybe 2, but at least keep 1 or 2 in there, and then you can do 3 times full body strength or 4 times upper, lower, still fine, but no bro splits. When it comes to sleep, same. Lifestyle, same. 7 to 10K steps just to help you maintain your weight, still burn enough calories, feel better, and just be healthy. And how long should you stay in this phase? Well, infinitely, until you feel that you have enough muscle mass. That's the nice thing about lean bulking. You're slowly adding on muscle without getting fat. You can try and do that forever. I mean, you're not gonna be gaining so much muscle every week, especially the more advanced you become, the less muscle you can actually gain per year. That's just one of the things that comes with being natty, but there is no risk this way of gaining fat. So have fun with it. Finally, when it comes to supplements, creatine, really helpful to help you improve your performance in the gym, get stronger, lift more weight, and to help you build muscle. You can still take creatine in your cut. Again, you're gonna be a little heavier because you're holding more water. It's important to also stay extra hydrated, so you drink more water, your weight's gonna go up, but that's completely fine. It's not fat, so it's something you just need to account for. But creatine is great. Vitamin D if you're in a country like the Netherlands where the weather is shit. Magnesium complex at night. Anything that ends in 8 is generally good. Malate, basic glycinate, taurate. Do not buy magnesium that ends in ide, like oxide. You just cannot absorb it properly. And if you buy magnesium citrate, just know that it's kind of a laxative. You'll just go to the bathroom. A multivitamin, always a great idea. And for the rest, maybe some fish oil, but that's pretty much it. The important thing is always gonna be the basics, the training, the diet, the lifestyle, the sleep, of course, and creatine. Yes, that will absolutely help. Now, if this sounds a little too complicated, this exact system is also what I do with my clients. I take them through all of these phases. I track everything with them every week, from the weight that they do in the gym to the waist measurement, the pictures, help them track calories. I make all the workouts for you, and that way we make sure that every single week you're getting fitter, stronger, leaner, and looking better so that you can finally fit your clothes, feel confident, and wake up feeling proud about how you look. And if you don't like the service in the first 30 days, let's say, I'm just gonna give you your money back because that's how confident I am in what I offer. There you go. So no more risk for you. Now, what do you have to lose? Link to work with me is in the description.